Shabbat Shalom, friends. Before we get to tonight's service, I want to share with you a brief thought that I was having this week after watching the movie Inside Out 2 with my daughters in theaters. It was a scene, a line, a verse that really deeply resonated with me. It's a scene where the emotion sadness shyly asks the emotion joy if she can go down into the memory pool with her. Now, in response, Joy takes Sadness' hand into hers and says to her friend, "Of course, because remember, Sadness, wherever I go, you go too." When I heard that, I've been thinking about it all week. And I remember how I've had talks with people who like to say that they're afraid of being so happy because they know that after the happiness, sadness follows. But that's really no way to live, and neither is it true. One doesn't follow the other because they always travel together side by side, hand in hand. Joy and sadness are like two railroad tracks that even on the saddest of days, if we look hard enough and allow ourselves to experience it, there will always be some joy to be found. And likewise, even on the most joyful of days, like the birth of a child, a wedding, a graduation, a championship, a promotion, when we remember that someone or something is missing, there will always be a tinge of sadness. So when we say that we're grateful for life, we cannot just be grateful for the joyful moments. We must be grateful even for the sad parts. We must be grateful for all of it because joy and sadness carry us, or we carry them, as we move forward day by day, week by week. You know what else makes me happy? Revisiting some of my favorite Shabbat videos, Shabbat music through videos. And you know what makes me sad? Not being able to do it with you live in person. Tonight's Shabbat service was recorded last summer, and I hope the music and the prayers continue to lift you up. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
That's the cue. That's our first time together on Shabbat videos with Cantor Noah and myself, Rabbi Schneider, at Temple Colony Online. We started this idea of presenting new music and Shabbat music and Jewish artists from around the world during COVID, when we realized that we were stuck in our homes and we were all online. And I realized that the blessing, the silver lining of being online was suddenly we had access to the internet in a way that we wouldn't normally on a Friday night when it's just the Cantor and I leading services. So we've had over the last few years a number of these opportunities where we've shared music. We've had Carly up here and other times in the past. And tonight we get to hear some music that Cantor Noah really enjoys and some of my favorites that I've shared with you in the past. I can't wait to share some interesting tidbits and some things that we love about these artists. But before we get started, I think it would be appropriate to at least just begin Shabbat formally with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And Cantor Noah, I'm going to put you on the spot. You're in your home. Do you happen to have any Shabbat candles around?
Well, I just happen to have this actually beautiful, very special Shabbat candle. So let me show it to you and tell you a little bit about it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this is
Oh, wow.
our Shabbat candles that we use. And this is very, very special to us. This belonged to Shai's sister, Ruth. And this was made by an artist in Rosh Pina. And the artist took care of her, of Ruth, before she passed away. And this was almost 2 years ago.
So just so people to clarify, so there's the regular 2 candles that you light for Shabbat, but those are mirrors that are conveying it into a Star of David. So there's actually 2 candles. It looks like 6 candles, correct?
That's right. The design is just beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very special.
I have a feeling that the camera doesn't do justice, but thank you for sharing that with us, and Zichronah Livracha, in her memory, may we light the Shabbat candles for us and sing the blessing.
Beautiful. I'll light the candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, rule the universe, who commands us to light the candles of Shabbat. Amen.
Amen.
Give somebody around you a kiss, a hug, wish them Shabbat Shalom. If you're alone and you're on social media, text out or text someone a Shabbat Shalom, send out a message of Shabbat Shalom, or accept a hug from me and Cantor Noah to all of you. And thank you for joining us on this Shabbat. I think you're really going to enjoy this music. Selfishly, this is one of my favorite Shabbats because I love this music and I love to hear new music. So let's jump in. This part is called Kabbalat Shabbat. We do this in the synagogue together. This is the part where we sort of the warm up, the mood setting, the getting into the rhythm of Shabbat, the sort of taking a deep breath and before the main prayers really begin. So Cantor, tell us about our first, tell us anything else you want to say about Kabbalat Shabbat or where we're going.
Well, we're going to start with a nigun. So it's a wordless melody and it really sets a mood. And I wanted to share a really interesting, she's a rabbi and she's a musician. Her name is Rabbi Deborah Sachs-Mintz. She is part of an ensemble called the Hadar Ensemble, and she is the director of music and tefillah it's called Machon Hadar, that's located in New York. So very interesting musician, creator, rabbi, this is from a new album that just came out, and it's called Yetzirah. And the nigun is also called Yetzirah, which means creation. So we're going to start with that nigun.
All right, so let me pull it up. You tell me that you can see it.
Yes.
All right. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to stop share one more time. I'm going to do that again because I want to make sure that I clicked the share sound. In years past, our viewers may recall that I have been known to share a screen and forget to click share sound, and so they watched a video without it actually hearing it. Oh, the good old days, early into Zoom. But here we go. I think, are you seeing the video now?
No.
What? All right, I'm gonna try one more time. What about now?
Yes.
All right, I'm dusting off the cobwebs. We haven't been done Zoom in a while. All right, so Nigun Yetzirah from Rabbi Deborah Sachs-Mintz. Enjoy, everyone. Take a deep breath, grab a glass of wine or iced tea or whatever you need to cool down and welcome in Shabbat. That's cool. That is very, very cool. I'm on. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Everybody
Let
can
me
hear.
just make sure that was very cool. I was hoping I had to double check that I was on mute because I was singing along and I got into the bows and that was very, very cool. So that's a new nigun.
Yeah, yeah, it's from her new album, Yetzirah.
That's amazing. Awesome. So let's keep the Kabbalat Shabbat going. Where are we going?
All right, we're going to Shirul Adonai,
Okay.
a Kabbalat Shabbat psalm. And I chose a beautiful setting of Shirul Adonai, which is just joyful because Shirul Adonai means sing to God. And Lori Akers wrote this setting, and she and I were in the same cantorial program. And I love her voice, and you'll hear three singers. They're very known in the Jewish cantorial world, and they are wonderful. So just beautiful voices. They're called Shul Sisters, and it's a lot of fun.
So is this Shirul Adonai a new setting, or is it a setting that we recognize?
New setting.
Is a new setting. Is it the same Shirul Adonai that we would do on Friday night here? It's just to a new setting. Okay, cool. Very awesome. Awesome. Here we go. Let me just pull that up, hopefully with sound. And you see it, I hope?
Yes.
All right.
שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ, שיר לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ, שיר לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו וקוראים כבודו, בכל העמים מפלותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומחולל מאוד. ראו על כל אלוהים, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו. עוז ותפארת במקדשו, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. לי 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 לי
That was fun.
That was very fun. Are you told they're in the same community, or where?
So each cantor is in different community. Lori Akers is in Chicago. Rachel Goodman, I think now is in Texas. And I know that the other cantor was in Parks Avenue with Ozzy Schwartz, but I don't know if she's still there. But
So
anyway, amazing cantors.
And these are on the technology, it looks like this is a new song. This is a new setting.
Yeah, I think I heard it the first time when I was at the biennial, the Reform Movement conference. I think it was just 4 or 5 years ago.
Amazing, beautiful. So moving on with our Kabbalat Shabbat, one of the joys that I've not made it a secret that Kabbalat Shabbat is my favorite part of the service. And in our attempt to keep things to an hour, we tend to cut Kabbalat Shabbat a little shorter on a typical Friday night in person, but being online, we're going to spend the next 4 or 5 hours together. So this is great. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that, but maybe 3 hours. We're going to do a lot of Kabbalat Shabbat. So we've heard this artist before, Nava Tehillah. I believe I've brought these artists. This is an Israeli group. Is it? I've seen them. Are they change in size? Can you tell us more about Nava Tehillah?
Well, I don't know a lot about them.
Okay.
Honestly, I know this is a group that still is based in Israel. It started with 2 members, and I
Right.
think it grew to other instruments. The music just has been able to, it's spread to congregations in the United States, which is very special. It's very unique in that way. The melodies are infectious. They are exciting. They're just a lot of fun. And our next prayer, it has the word ay, 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 ay in it. And how can you not like that?
Is that in Hebrew or English?
Both.
Oh, okay, good. So the recording, is this in Israel or in the States? Do you know?
So this is in Israel. This is in a festival called Sulam Yaakov, the ladder of Jacob.
Okay.
And this is a known festival in Israel. Lots of musicians, secular and religious, come together and just share music. And this is one of their performances.
Cool. Very, very cool. All right, here we go.
יעלון שדי בכל אשר בו יעלון שדי איי 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 יעלון שדי בכל אשר בו יעלון
So that's liturgy. Although they're beachside or waterside or whatever, that's part of our liturgy. That's what's so. I love that about Israel, that in the Jewish country, and music taken right out of our prayer book, that we include in an evening service like this is also music at a festival.
Well, the Israeli music is very interesting in that way, that it really does combine liturgical and regular secular music, and it's on the radio sometimes. I mean, it's really interesting, like, this mesh. And that is going to be one of the prayers that will be stuck in your brain at the end.
We have a lot to go. I will put that up there in my top 3, but I have a feeling there'll be a couple others competing for that place. Speaking of liturgical music or prayer based songs that end up in a concert, I think that leads us to our next. Do you happen to know any background on Bat Ella or anything about the context of this one by chance? No,
I do not.
This is one that I found, and I didn't know. It's obviously in Israel. It's not obvious to you, but it's obvious to me. And it was it's in the middle of a concert. It's in the middle of what do they call when you multiple melody, right? There's multiple songs, and so I'm 3 minutes and 34 seconds into her performance of this particular song, and she goes into a version of Shalom Aleichem that I believe I picked the version we sing here, a version that we're familiar with, but I wanted to show you in a sort of concert setting once again that mashup in Israel of secular society and liturgical music, and how we can bring that together. So let me show you what I'm talking about.
שלום עליכם מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
So I wish that I could say that I did it. I was this clever. But I called my colleague Rabbi Google, and I asked him about, or her, about Bat Ella, and I was who we just heard sing. And it turns out that after Bat Ella was, when she was in the military, when she was in the IDF in the Israeli army, she was a singer in the performing arts troupe of the IDF. And afterwards, she didn't know how she was going to incorporate music into her life. And she met Debbie Friedman in the early 1990s. And it revolutionized, or it opened her eyes to what we already know about Debbie Friedman, and how the power of sing-along and voices coming together and bringing prayer into our daily lives through music is so impactful. So Bat Ella, who we just heard, started touring with Debbie Friedman throughout the 90s in America. And then, obviously Debbie Friedman passed away, and it was a huge impact on Bat Ella. And she decided to translate Debbie Friedman's music, the ones that are the English, obviously, part, into Hebrew. And she has made a career in Israel of singing Debbie Friedman's music in Hebrew in a sort of Debbie Friedman-esque style concert. So she's a really big fan of the inclusive, egalitarian philosophy of the prayer and music, something that Debbie Friedman was such an advocate for. So I wish to say I meant to do it that way, but there you go. That's very cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So would not be Kabbalat Shabbat without Lecha Dodi, the ultimate prayer of welcoming Shabbat. When we're in person, we literally stand and we face the entrance, welcoming Shabbat now, having been in the mood and really into the setting of Shabbat. So Lecha Dodi, I don't think we have shared this version before. Maybe we have. I don't remember. Did you bring this to us? I can't remember.
I think I sang this either a few weeks ago or in the last year. I think so. I think I did, or I have the intent of of bringing this version. I do think he might. So our next musician is Rabbi Josh Rosowski, and what's interesting about this piece is that I think he chooses different verses than we do. So just look out for that, might be. And in the first video that we saw, there was a group of singers and musicians. There is an overlap of the same people singing at other people's concerts or recordings. So I think what we're actually going to see is a recording of his album. It's a very special kind of sneak into, we kind of peek and see how it is to record it. And you can see that there's, again, I think they're sitting in a circle and they're all singing and all playing. And it is a beautiful setting of Lecha Dodi.
Awesomeness. Great. Here we go. Remember how to do this.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat kabbalah. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat kabbalah. Lecha Dodi Lo תבושי ולא תקמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תמי. בך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה עיר על תילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו חומר ולעיר. יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כבשוש חתם על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. שלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי השלום. שלום, לך דודי לקראת כלה,
did you know, first of all, oh my God, but did you know that when I sing in the shower, that's what I sound like? That's I am that's what it, that's I'm just saying that's holy moly's, that was gorgeous and beautiful, and I hope you'll definitely bring I could hear us singing that. As we move forward, this is the call to prayer, and we have brought this before. This is Noah Aronson, and we sing this version, or we've sung this version before the but I don't know, Cantor, if you knew that Noah Aronson got his degree from Berkeley.
I actually did know that.
Okay.
We have a mutual friend, and
Uh-huh.
at some point I was talking to him. I don't remember when it was, but to bring him to a congregation, and I learned that about him.
So I'm on Noah Aronson's email list. I'm a fan, and he had a new album released last Friday on July 7th, or I guess at this point a few weeks ago. So he had 4 albums before. This is his 5th album, and I'm very excited to hear it. But let's continue with his version of Baruch Hu, and to the setting of that he wrote, Am I Awake?
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
And I lied. That's what I sound like in the shower. This is a story about. So anyway, love that. So you guys recognize that music. You would have heard that before. Our next prayer, also I have shared before, but it only gets better with time. This is the Platt Brothers version, Ahavat Olam. For those of you who recognize the Platt Brothers, or wait, isn't that Ben Platt? Yes, it is. This was a version of the prayer Ahavat Olam that we sing, or as part of our liturgy on Friday night, or an evening prayer, actually, any day of the week, that the brothers, Ben and his brothers, Jonah and Henry, they, we were all stuck during COVID and they were bored, and they're all musically and talented. And they decided, well, they're Jewish. Ben grew up at Camp Ramah in California. And they recorded this version of Ahavat Olam, this setting. And it went viral, over 2 million views. It was just them in their living room, just harmonizing. And so I think early in COVID, I played that version for the congregation. And then it was so popular, they went into the studio and actually formally recorded it. That's the version I'm going to show you, because it just quality sounds better, because it's the version that's been laid down to the proper tracks. But Ben, for those of you, when you see him, you'll recognize him. Ben was the one who was on Broadway. He's the one that brought Dear Evan Hansen to Broadway when he starred in the movie, or the Hollywood version. He was in the Netflix show The Politician, you may have seen. He's currently on, literally right now on Broadway, on a show called Parade. And there's, he was in the movie Pitch Perfect and the sequels. And so in the Book of Mormon, he's been in a lot of stuff. Very, very, very talented family. And I just love this version. I don't love what he's wearing in this recording. I think he could have put on a shirt, but you'll see what I mean. Sorry if you weren't seeing it, now you see it, but it just bothers me. So I just wanted to put that out there. So Ben, the Platt Brothers, Ahavat Olam, not the viral version, but the studio recording version.
Love this version.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת.
Oh, chills. Who's got chills?
I could listen to them all day.
Imagine being their mother and father and just velling. Justin velling. Oi, the nachas they give their mother and their father. It's so amazing. Oh my goodness. That is hauntingly beautiful. All right, let's roll. So that moves us in our prayer service to Shema and V'ahavta. And once again, I remember years ago playing this version, but I have a new relation to our artist, Rabbi Neil Katz. Rabbi Neil Katz and I were classmates at HUC in Cincinnati, going back 21 years ago. He was what we would call in seminary an upperclassman, right? And he was ahead of me. I was a younger student than him, but he was a mensch, and he, wasn't one of those upperclassmen like, get away from me, you freshman rabbi student. But he was a mensch of a guy, and he is a musically talented rabbi. And it wasn't until, let's see, so I was ordained in 2006. So he must have been ordained about 2003 or 4, 3 maybe. And he recorded this album of music, and this Shema and V'ahavta is taken off of that album. And for those of you who may recall, I was in New York about 6 weeks ago. I spoke about it. I went to a conference about recharging Reform Judaism, and Rabbi Neil was there, and he and I sat together through most of the meetings, and we were able to have some good old-fashioned New York pizza together and talk about things. I said, Neil, during COVID, I told him all about this. I told him how back during COVID, I chose music artists from around the world, and I chose his music. And he said, so you were the guy that clicked on my YouTube video. And I'm like, yes, I was that one that clicked. No, I'm kidding. And I'm going to click on it again because I think it's that good. And he is such a mensch. And it's an album that if you guys are looking to put into your Spotify or spin a disc at home, check out Rabbi Neil Katz. It's good stuff. All I got to do now is remember how to share it.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yai lai lai, lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, lai lai lai. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 לי
It's always hard to, we're so used to the Via Hafta version that we've been doing for so long to be able to write music to a new Via Hafta. That's hard and that's impressive. Let's move our service along. We're gonna the Micha Mocha. This is do you have in your experience, do you have some Dan Nichols stories or anything? I'm sure you've crossed paths with Dan.
Actually not. It's surprising, but his music is everywhere. I've sung his Hashkivenu, camps, love his Kehila Kedosha, holy community. His music is really everywhere, and his group, I think it's called the 18, just is able to, in a very accessible way, connect Jewish music to kids and teens. So he really does a great job, but it's done in such an intelligent way that adults enjoy it as well. So I can just praise him and say how wonderful his music, his Jewish music, has been an amazing addition to all of us.
Yeah. So for those that hear this song, we've sung this version, of course, right? This Micha Mocha.
I think I have, maybe I haven't, but I know in the past the congregation has sung this, and I would love to bring it back.
Oh, great. No worries. The best thing about Shabbat is there's always a next Shabbat and the next Shabbat and the next Shabbat. We don't get to it to this Friday, we'll get to it next Friday. But this version, this album, if you're just looking to kick back and just have a whole album of, not just a one-off, but a whole music of from beginning of service to the end, this album Kol Shabbat is something that I would highly recommend you put in your disc changer. What is it? The 5-disc changer, 6-disc changer. All right.
בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה
No, stop it. YouTube, keep going. I just realized that not in a bad way, but I just want to own it, that we've had a string of male voices, and our next artist is a male voice, but we're going to conclude with some female voices. I just want to be sensitive. We did have, just pointing that out, maybe I was overly sensitive, but our next artist, Vishamru, this is not the Vishamru we sing, correct? This is a different setting of Vishamru. Tell us about Danny Messing.
Correct. So this is a new setting that Danny Messing wrote. He is one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Jewish singer-songwriters. His writing, his musical writing is amazing. For example, you might know the Matovu that we use on high holidays. That's Danny Messing. He's amazing, and his voice for me is wonderful because it's not too operatic, it's not too folky. It's like this beautiful blend of all worlds for me, and every time I hear him I get emotional. He's amazing. Even when it's an upbeat version of Vishamru like this one is, he brings in folk, like Israeli folk, but then really smart music. It's great.
Oh, that kind of intro, we're excited just because you're excited. This is wonderful. Let's hear it.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם לגדולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם.
Amazing. That's great. Beautiful stuff. So we'll bring that in Friday. We'll recognize that one.
Yes, please.
Awesome. Great. So we want to be mindful. I know I was kidding about being with you for a few hours of music, and I could do this all night with you all, but I recognize that it's late. It's Shabbat. You still want to rest as part of Shabbat, but I do want to make sure that we include a prayer of healing and wholeness for loved ones, for family members. I know that there's been a lot of sorrows and challenges this summer for a number of families in our community, and I'm thinking of all of you. And if you at home are thinking of someone, I invite you to share a name out loud and to think of them, and particularly as we share this next artist with you, actually a group of artists, an ensemble. I played this video once before years ago from Jaffa Road, named after one of the oldest streets in Israel. The group's group of Jewish and non-Jewish artists out of Toronto. They're still putting out new music. They just had a new album recently, but they've won multiple awards, best world music album. They love specifically to bring music from the Jewish world, the Arabic world, the Indian music, the modern jazz, blues, electronica, rock, pop, funk, dub. Like they love to dabble with all of it. This particular version, they put together a verse out of the Torah, a prayer that Moses made on behalf of a supplication, a prayer for God to heal his sister Miriam. But so one of the first recorded prayers on the oldest prayers that we have, please God, Ana Elna, please God, heal her. And so they have made this beautiful setting to this version. Do you have, Kendra, any experience, anything, knowledge, Jaffa Road, anything you want to add?
No, I came across the same version, I think recently when I was preparing a Dvar Torah about El Narefan Allah, and it is haunting. This version is haunting, and it is like a mantra. It is beautiful. It's interesting how they use this kind of music style to convey the need or the request, the prayer for full healing. It's beautiful.
So as you said, the mantra, the repetition, think of your loved ones and send this energy and prayers to them. Wow. Really beautiful stuff. Really beautiful. The mantra, the sharing. Oh, here it is. We're also this evening, even though we're a virtual community, we're still a community, and we're still supporting those loved ones whom we may have lost recently, or those that we've lost in seasons past at this time, maybe observing a yard site and want to say Kaddish. We still remember, even in a moment like this, and in a method like this, we can still pause and allow you, if you are a mourner or wish you're just feeling moved, to think of a loved one that you wish you could have shared this really beautiful experience tonight with. By naming them, we remember them, we make them present. And if you wish to say their name out loud, or just think about them as we're offering a mourner's Kaddish, I invite you to do so. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yotev lamich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agalat v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omeil maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei kudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma ve'imru. And I lost the page. I knew I was going to do that. Ah, such a sensitive. This is what technology happens. What if I scroll? Sorry about that. Tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma ve'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Amen, amen. Zichronam levarcha. May all of their names and memories continue to be a blessing to you and to your family as we say amen. So closing song is an opportunity to introduce something new. It doesn't necessarily have to be liturgical, like straight out of the liturgy. It can be, fun and different. And so I gave this gift to Cantor Noah. I said, find something different, find something we haven't heard before, introduce something. So what did you pick for us?
So I found a new upcoming artist, Jewish artist named Batya Levine. In the song that I chose is called We Rise. I really wanted to kind of empower us all with this invigorating, exciting, just beautiful kind of a chant of setting intentions and having it in a musical way. And Batya has an album out. You'll see again that's it's kind of a theme, I guess, for this Shabbat. It is recording in a circle. It's every person adds their voice. It's this really beautiful way to record, and it is very encouraging and very supportive, and that's what I wanted to end our service with.
Beautiful. Here we go.
We rise, humbly hearted rise, won't be divided, rise, with spirit to guide us, rise, in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In a hope, in prayer, we're right here. In a hope, elders with wisdom rise, ancestors surround us, rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise up from the wreckage, rise with tears and with courage, rise fighting for life. We rise in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise, humbly hearted, rise, won't be divided, rise, with spirit to guide us, rise.
That's awesome. Beautiful anthem to end our Shabbat together. I look forward to us being back together again next week. Kendra, I look forward to seeing you again. It's been a rejuvenating summer, but a long summer. And I look forward to us as a community getting to try out some of the new music, some of our old music, and just being a community again in person. Thank you for all of your music. Thank you for your sharing. Want to give you final words before we conclude?
Yes, I am excited to see everybody in person. Again, we're going to add some new music and new ways to sing, and back with excitement and, ready for a new year. It's great.
Wonderful. Good. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll see you next week.